The PlayStation 4 arrived a little over 3 years ago. Since then, we've had the Xbox One, the Xbox One S, the PS4 Pro, the PS4 Slim, and the Nintendo Switch. We're getting the Xbox One Scorpio sometime this year, and now this industry analyst reckons we'll get a PlayStation 5 sometime next year as well. Yeah, bollocks to that.
Damian Thong, an analyst from Macquarie Capital Securities, has predicted that Sony will release a PlayStation 5 sometime in the second half of 2018. Back in 2016, Thong made some predictions about the PS4 Pro and PS4 Slim, specifically that they would launch at the same time, which turned out to be true. It's like the Pro and the Slim could be variations of thongs. I don't know why my brain's going there with this sentence.
Because the guy's called Damian Thong.
That's what it is, yeah. Like a Pro thong. What would a Pro thong look like? I know what Slim thong, that's a regular thong, but a Pro thong.
Heavy duty thong it is.
Professional, like
for guys.
Yeah, porn grade.
Thong for men. Porn grade.
With Project Scorpio looking to shake up consoles in a big way, it wouldn't be unreasonable for Sony to start planning out their next console effort. But the PS4 Pro and the PS4 Slim haven't been out for a year yet, and it's very unlikely that Sony would release an entire new console less than a year after they launched 2 new PS4 models.
I can't see what the benefits would be to them to doing this, because they've got a huge install base, they've got so many good things going with the PlayStation 4, why would they want to just take all that away, replace it, make all that obsolete? Doesn't seem like a smart move just yet.
The smarter move would be to make another iteration, like make a like a more souped up PS4 Pro Plus or something.
Yeah, it would become an arms race at that point, wouldn't it? Because I mean, Microsoft are the ones who are talking about this, like saying they wanted to get rid of the console cycle and, you know, iterate on it. Well, Sony could just be like, fine. They could evolve the PlayStation 4 into something else where the libraries still work on that newer console or something. But just coming out with a completely new console, PlayStation 5, I don't know, probably
doesn't make sense, because all the games that are being released and developed still for the PS4, you know, they go by the wayside. Introducing a new console with totally new games at this point, so that you can't carry them forward or whatever.
It's just torpedoes your audience, doesn't it? Your current market. You've got a huge amount. They're just dominating the console kind of race. They're just in the lead. So why would they be like, okay, let's have another race? You know, console generations traditionally last around 5 to 6 years, and both the PS4 and Xbox One launched in 2013. So releasing a new console in 2018 isn't completely outside the realm of possibility. But Sony are dominating console sales at the minute, with over 60 million PS4s sold, while Xbox's estimated sales are around less than half that, between 25 to 30 million. It wouldn't make any sense for Sony to suddenly drop a user base that big, especially after all the time they spent selling the PS4 Pro as the most powerful console ever made, asterisk.
That was actually part of the marketing campaign, like, most powerful console I've ever made, asterisk.
A little proviso in there.
On the other hand, Microsoft can afford to release the Scorpio at this time, because they haven't had very strong sales, and the power gap between the Xbox One and PS4 Pro is fairly big, so they're using the Scorpio as a way to reinvent the brand. But crucially, the Scorpio won't split the Xbox One's player base. It's still an Xbox One. It's not an Xbox 2. It's just a very powerful Xbox One. Sony also have a lot of exclusives coming down the line for PS4. In the next few years, there's going to be The Last of Us 2, God of War, Days Gone, and let's not forget Death Stranding. Whereas Microsoft have been putting all their effort into marketing the Scorpio's power compared to its rivals.
There's been a lot of discussion recently around whether or not consoles were going the way of PCs, where you would incrementally upgrade your console to play games at higher settings or stick to your existing console, but the game maybe wouldn't look as good. Whether or not the market would be on board with consoles switching to this kind of model remains to be seen. What you're seeing with the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One Scorpio is just the start of that kind of thing, that kind of mobile phone model, where users pick up a new iteration of a very similar device every year or so.
I think I would much prefer this method rather than like a new generation, new console, new games, and you leave everything else behind. I don't like that model at all. I think it's ridiculous, it's outdated. You can't keep up with modern technology if you're doing that. Like the iterative kind of mindset is the way forward. It has to be.
Like on your PC, if you're a PC gamer, you'll have at least, you know, you'll have 100 games on your Steam library easy if you've been PC gaming for about 5 years. That's kind of becoming more and more a reality on PlayStation and Xbox as well. So suddenly you're getting this digital library on your console as well. What happens to that when PlayStation 5 comes out? You know, do you wipe the slate clean? You lose access to all those games unless unless you keep playing through your PlayStation 4. You wouldn't ideally want to keep two units under your TV like that.
I think this guy coming out saying it's going to be a PlayStation 5 specifically, it's a bit premature. The more reasonable thing to say is that is another iteration. It is another upgrade to the already established and very successful PlayStation 4. It wouldn't make sense. Like, there's just no sense. If this guy gets paid to say this shit, I just don't.
Yeah, it's coming from somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's not just been eating his cereal going, PlayStation 5 next year. He's probably heard something, or he's been having some conversations with people, and it looks likely that there will be some new Sony PlayStation hardware next year.
I got a theory. Everyone's talking about the Scorpio right now. Like, Sony are looking for some headlines, so maybe they've backhanded this guy because he's got credentials, because he got that one guess right.
Shooting some torpedoes.
That's it, yeah. It's just a theory. Oh, that's all I'm saying.
As far as the timing thing goes as well, that's quite interesting. I mean, 5 or 6 years is traditionally kind of a console lifespan, and we're almost at that point now, so it would maybe make sense. And maybe that's where this guy's getting it from. Maybe he's just saying, hang on, it's 5 or 6 years, aren't they due to announce something? I think whatever it's going to be, it's going to have to be something unusual, because, mainly I think, because of that digital library situation.
So what do you guys think about the possibility of having a new PlayStation generation as early as next year? For us, it seems like it doesn't make a lot of sense. But then again, this is the gaming industry, and not everything makes sense.
Alright guys, so PlayStation 5 in 2018, is that something you'd like to see? Let us know down in the comments. Remember to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. There will be another video on the screens right here to watch right now if you want, and a link to Patreon if you want to support the channel. We'll see you next time.